Okay, so I'm recording now. So love these appreciations coming through. Your good health after visiting my sick daughter who has COVID symptoms. Wow. Yeah, well, my daughter was a close contact. So we were taking a risk with having her here, but what does it matter? She's my girl. Can't say no. And she's fine. So yeah, get that. Love that. Okay, so tonight I really just wanted to get right back to basics. Amira, your partner, yes, whom we still have to meet. I appreciate my family who are all enjoying the dinner I cooked them tonight. Yummy comments to music to my ears. I love that. Love that, Sadrina. I always love that too when I had my kids and I was cooking for them. So yeah, tonight I'm going to get right back to basics, and I just really want to look at, because I'm finding there's so many team who are really challenged with getting their first promotions, and you know I don't want that to happen. I really want you all to have a really good start, right? A really good successful start and generate some momentum really quickly, because you know, for myself, that's what happened for me. And so I really wanted to share two basic things that works really, really well, that if you get a handle on that right from the start, then you'll be using that every day and it will work really beautifully for you. And these are just the basics of what it is that your leaders teach you. It's what I was taught, it's what I teach all my team, it's what my team teach all their team. So we're just following, you know, success leaves clues, right? So we're just following successful people that went before us. So hi, Kieran, lovely to see you, darling. We missed you. Okay, so the first thing, and I just want to share, and this probably a lot of you know this already, but we are in the business of emotional selling, right? That is what we do. We connect with people on an emotional level. We are selling on an emotional level. We are sharing on an emotional level. We are sharing ourselves on an emotional level. So if you can understand that, then you have the foundation for a very successful business. And so you're probably going to say to me, what do you mean by that? So when we think about the basics of what we do is that we're sharing and we're connecting. So we are network marketers, we are extending our network, and we are networking with people, and we are sharing with people. So these are two really simple things that we are doing. So the first thing is that when we emotional sell, we're emotionally connecting with people. So when we reach out and build new relationships with people, we're connecting to them on an emotional level. So we're not going in with the idea, I'm going to get a customer. I'm going to have a conversation with this person and I'm going to get a customer, or I'm going to get a team member. We want to take that entire thinking completely out of our mind altogether. What we are doing is we are connecting with someone to build a relationship and to see if we can help this person. So remember, we've got to make it about the other person. And this is really simple, but a lot of people find this really difficult when they first start. So, you know, it's kind of practice and practice and practice. And this is just making friends. So you think about, if you weren't in this business and you have a friend who's going through a really hard time, would you pick up the phone and call them? Would you go around and see them? Would you send them a message and say, hey girl, how are you? I'm thinking of you. I just want to let you know I love you. Would you do that? So if you're the person that would do that normally, that was me. I always did that anyway for my friends. So if you would do that, that is what we're doing. But only we're doing this on a bigger scale, and we're doing this to meet new people and be really interested in other people and get to know other people where they're at. So it's about meeting that person where they are at in that moment. Okay. And so how many of you here feel that you're no good at conversation? You don't know how to meet people. You don't know how to have conversations with people. You don't know how to start having conversations with people. Is anyone here that finds that really hard? Just say, because you'd be normal. You wouldn't be Amira. Amira, wow, that's really interesting that you put your hand up right now, because you're actually really bloody good at this. So do you want to share that? Can you come off mute and share what you mean by that?
I laugh at this because I say quite often, like, I'm so shy, but I like fly that off by being overconfident and holding conversations with new people. I do really struggle around that, and I have to be quick about it, like, or I get into my head about it and I won't start the conversation. If I see someone, I'm like, oh, this person, I have to message them in that moment. I need a negative spiral, and I won't message anyone for a week. And so I've learned that when something sparks and you start the conversation just then, like right then and there, start that conversation. And even just be like, hey, babe, I seen your post and it really touched me. And just see what they say back. It's still starting the conversation.
Yeah, that's beautiful, Amira. Lovely. Thank you so much for sharing that, honey. And I think that's a really, really good point. I can see Jessie and Ruth are challenged around this too, and Kahu finds it hard to respond. Okay, so really good point. And what I do, I mean, I'm a really empathetic person, but even if you're an empathetic person, you can find this difficult to do. So what I always do is I imagine that I am that person that you are messaging. So put yourself in that person's place, and how would you feel if somebody come across to you with, hey girl, so I've got this thing that I'm selling and I thought you'd be really interested in having a look. How would you feel about it? I know for me, I'm like, get away from my space. I'm not interested in you. I'd rather somebody come to me and say, hey, I just seen your blah, 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 whatever you did, whatever your post is, and I really loved it. I really resonated with it. So I thought I'd connect with you and say hi and say thanks very much for sharing that. Is that what you'd really love to hear? Is that what you really want to hear? So put yourself in that other person's place when you are going to make a conversation. Say, well, what would I want to hear in this situation? And be that person. So come directly from your heart. And so what I always do is I often come in from the what have they just posted, whether it be a story or a reel or a post, whatever it is, and I would comment on that and I would say, hey, I've just seen this. And, and it might just be that they're going through a really challenging time. Send them a message. Hey, I saw your post. I hope you're okay. I really feel for you, and relate to that person. And that's how conversations are started. That's how rapport is built, and that's how relationships are built. So, and if you just keep doing that, if you just keep sharing yourself and coming from your heart space, that's emotional connecting. That is connecting from your heart. That is not coming in with, oh, I've got this product and I want to sell it to you. And then what happens is when somebody trusts you, so, they've built that rapport and they learn to trust you, they open up to you. And they see whatever you've posted on social media and they're like, actually, I like Ruth. I really want to connect with her. I really want to ask her about this. And they'll ask you about it because they've built that rapport. You've built that rapport with them. That's what we do. So in terms of emotional connection, that is really simple with how we do that, is just connect from their heart, from your heart. Don't make it about, and I get this all the time. I get people sending me messages saying, hi, how are you? And I'm like, why are you messaging me? Do you know what I mean? So would you not be like, why are you messaging me with just a hi, how are you? Like there seemed to be no reason. So we've got to have a reason around why we're messaging them. So we want to come from their profile, their story. Maybe you've heard that something's happened in their life. Hey girl, I just wanted to say, I'm so sorry. I just heard what happened. I hope you're okay. I'm sending you some love. Or hey, I just heard that, you had a baby. Wow, that's so exciting. Congratulations. Just come from that heart space and just be that person that you'd love someone else to be for you. So that's emotional connecting. So when we talk about emotional sharing and emotional selling, so people don't want to be sold to. That is something that they don't like. And so that's not the business that we're in. We're not in the business to actually sell to people. We're in the business to share something that we believe and to connect with them on an emotional level and to learn and be interested in each person. So you want to be interested, not interesting. So how do we do that? So when we are sharing on social media, we want to come from a space where we are authentic and we are sharing to add value from a place that is authentic to us, right? So, you know, if you are really big on mindset, share posts and stories about that. If you're really big on animals, share about that, because people can see you and they know you when you are sharing from your authentic self, rather than trying to be in a little box over here, copying what your mentor is doing or what your sideline buddy is doing. You want to do you. You want to do you. You want to be authentic to you. That is coming from an emotional space because you're coming from your heart. You're coming from your passion, something that you love, and you're sharing what you love to inspire others. Now, another way that we do this around emotional connection or emotional sharing is when we are putting a post up about Juice Plus or the program, we are coming from the place, from our story. How is it working for us? How is it helping us? We're not coming from the place where we're sharing, oh, you know, this is 33 fruits, veggies, and berries in a capsule, and they, you know, get into your bloodstream in 7 minutes. And we don't want to come from a scientific place. I mean, there's no reason why you can't use science, but you also want to bring your emotions in too, because that is what people are looking for. We have a solution. People have the problem. So we are offering a solution to their problem. So when someone is on social media, they are searching in an emotional space. They're not searching from their head. They're not going, oh, today I'm looking for fruit and veggie capsules, fruit and veggies in a capsule. That's what I'm looking for today. Or today I'm looking for some science-based product. Most people are not doing that. If they were going to do that, they would search on Google. They're not doing that on Facebook, right? So on Facebook, they are looking for connection. They are looking for comfort. They are looking for social interaction. They're looking for a sense of belonging. This is what we can offer them with what we have. And we can offer this to them through our Juice Plus post. I know you probably think I'm being really strange right now, but it is totally true. So when they come across your post, Kieran's put a post up. Hey, you know, I can't believe how much better I'm feeling. You know, 4 years ago, I used to struggle to get through my day. And I can't believe that I'm feeling so much better. My energy is amazing now, whatever that is. And they're going, oh my God, that's me. That's me. That I feel automatically. You've attracted their emotions. You've hit their emotion. And they're going, I need that. That's what I need in my life. That's what I'm looking for. And it doesn't have to be this big, long spiel. It can just be a simple little paragraph. Another thing that works with these, with our emotionals, is they want to be able to see your face. So having a photo of your face, a picture of your face with your post works way better than no image at all, or having an image of something like, I don't know, like the Soul Project or something like that. You want to have your face there too, because then they can go, oh, that's right, I remember her, she's a real person and she's smiling at me. And it's that emotional connection again. It's that emotional connection. It's all part of that sharing. So when you're first starting, I mean, I'm talking probably mostly to the converted here, but when you're first starting in your business, the best thing that you can do is share a post about the benefits that you have noticed on the products or program. In fact, I highly recommend that be the only thing that you share for the first week in your business, because that is what people are looking for, and that's what's going to attract people to you the most. That's what's going to get you the most attraction, the most momentum in your business. And then once you've got that momentum, then you can start posting other things around the product and the program. But for now, your story is the most powerful asset that you have, the most powerful resource that you have. And if you don't yet have a story, then use someone else's story. So use your upline story, use your sideline buddy story. That is a really powerful thing to do, because again, that is emotional selling. You're coming from the place that they're looking for a solution. So I'm just going to have a look at these messages. Sorry, I've missed them. Okay. I fear keeping a person's attention on what I'm talking about. Usually if the tone is set automatically, you already know how to go for it. Okay, so Jessie, what do you mean by that, darling? Do you mean then that they lose interest in the conversation? Is that what you mean?
Yes, especially transitioning through to the conversation for the product, like how the tone's already set with having an emotional connection, but then once you know there's that time to transition to the product, there's that pause between you two that you can actually feel. So that's what I was kind of talking about in regards to the comment.
That's amazing that you feel that on a message. That's great. You're obviously really intuitive, which is great. So what I would do, darling, is it depends on where the conversation is. So if you have got to the point where like they've opened up enough and they've talked about, say for example, they've talked about that they're feeling really tired all the time and they're, just really struggling to get through their day. And then you get to that point. Is that what you mean? Like you get to that point and you're like, well, what do I say now? How do I sell it to them or offer it to them? Is that what you mean? Maybe not. Okay. Yes, that's what you mean. Okay. Okay. Well, then what I do, sweetheart, is I would just say simply, hey, look, I totally get where you're coming from. Like that was me. That was my life. So again, you relate to her story. Relate to her using your story. How has it been for you? And if this isn't you, so if you weren't feeling really low and tired, then use someone else's story. Hey, one of my girls or one of my customers, I've got lots of customers who actually the energy was the same before they started. And this has really helped them. This could be something that could help you. Are you interested in having a look? It's really that simple. It's coming from a place where you actually care and you can relate to them. So relating to someone is really important in that moment. I totally get you. This is where I was at. I felt exactly the same way. And then I came across this program or product that works really well. It's really helped me. It could help you. Do you want to have a look? Or would you be open to having a look? Or if I sent you something, do you want to have a look at it? Okay, so that's that one. I'm good at doing that, but for me, I get stuck on the transition and message quite a few friends and start the conversation. Okay, so you've pretty much had the same thing, Ruth. Okay, so another thing too, ladies, if you ever get to this point where you're like, okay, I want to introduce this right now and I don't know what to say, screenshot it, send it through to your upline. That's what they're there for, and they'll help you with it. But simple story is, if you get to the point where they've talked about their pain and you're like, wow, I've got something here that could really help them, that's when you just go direct and you just say, look, I totally understand, relate. I totally understand. This was me. This was my life. Now it's changed. And it's changed because I found a product that's really helped me. This could actually help you too. I mean, I don't know if it could, but it may help you. Would you be interested in having a look? But if you're not sure, if you're still not sure, screenshot it, send it through to your upline. That's exactly what we're there for. Okay. Scientific talk gives me anxiety. I know. Jessie, You actually sound like me. I find it just goes over my head. That's why often if I get customers like that or potentials like that, I'll put them in a chat with Tammy. I'll go, Tammy, please help me. Because she's really good at that stuff. So if you've got people who you know in the team who are really good with that, then just say, hey girl, I'd love to answer your questions, but I'm not 100% sure, but how about I ask my mentor and I'll get back to you. So use your mentor every time. Stacey, it's hard though because I haven't received the products yet. I feel like I can't promote what I haven't taken myself. I get it, Stacey. I really do understand, honey. And what you can do in the meantime is you can share other people's testimonials. So you can still share about what you've seen and what you've seen, because when you think about it, you've got a whole team of upline and sideline buddies who have actually are doing this business because of the product. Most of us are doing this because we started as a customer. And so we are in love with the product. It's changed our health in some way. And so you can use our stories, honey. I mean, you can use Tammy's story, you can use my story. I'm sure all the sideline buddies will be more than happy to share their story with you. So, and you can do that. Like if you're having a conversation with someone and, you're talking about, I'm really excited because I found this product. I'm really looking forward to trying it. I'm hoping it's going to help my energy levels or whatever it is. And then they say, oh, what's that all about? What I'm looking for energy as well. And then you can say, well, I've seen it help so many customers and so many of our team with their energy. And that's often enough. It's often enough for people. And even when you put a post up, you can share about how, this is what I've seen. I'm really excited to try it myself. My products will be here soon. So you can still be posting. And the other thing is we have a 10-day detox coming up on the 25th. You can be sharing about that too, if you want to be. So there is other options. And what you can do is, again, if you feel that you're having a conversation with someone and you don't know how to reply, you've got a curly question, or you're just like, well, I'm really stuck, then reach out to your upline, honey. Okay, that's what Tammy's there for. Tammy's amazing with curly questions. I can't hear you, darling. You're muted. She seriously is. If you look at all the team chats, every time one of the team has a question around something to do with nutrition, it's like, Tammy! Hey, Angel. Every time, Tammy, help me. Yeah. So we have a really good team of people who have strengths in different areas that we can all help each other with. So we can totally tap into that. Yeah. So anybody else got any other questions? Because I don't want to keep you. I thought half an hour is tops. I didn't want to keep you any longer than that tonight. All good. All good. All good. Fantastic. Okay. So just wanted to talk a little bit about the 10-day reboot that's happening. It's starting on the 25th. Now, if anybody wants the promotional material, it is in both the story chat group, but it's also in Soul Tribe chat group. So just go to the photos and you'll see them in there. You can use that promotional material on your stories. You can also use it on your page. Now, all it is in the files in the customer group, the Soul Project Vitality Hub, tongue-tied, and the files in there, the Soul Cleanse, the 3-day Soul Cleanse is the first part, and then the 7-day Vitality Reboot is the second part, the 7 days. That's what we're doing. So if anybody asks you questions around what is this and you don't know what to say, reach out to your upline and say, please help me. We've done this 100 times. So we can help you with that. But that's a really good way to generate some interest. And because they need to be a customer to have access to this reboot. Okay, and they will need to get their order in before they can get into the program and start the reboot. Okay, now if you want more, if you've got more questions on it, Kat did a live on it on Monday, and it's in Team Love, the Soul Project group. And it's specifically on the program, the 10-day reboot. It's also about the customer groups, in case any of you are confused. Okie dokie, yes, that starts on the 25th, Ruth, and it goes for 10 days. Yeah. But you know what I find is when I got so many people on before the 25th, and then I had some afterwards come to me who had seen my stories later or my posts later, and they're like, oh, have I missed out? Can I still get into this? There's no reason why you still can't start them afterwards. And, you know, because they're going to have the same, but the difference is there's going to be posting in that group, there's going to be advice and kind of inspiration all the way through on those 10 days. That's why we kind of encourage people to start on that day and get them in before then. And also what that does is it also creates a little bit of urgency, so they can go, oh, I've got to get my order in, I don't want to miss out on this. So having a date that they're starting, then you can message people and say, hey, don't know if you're interested in this. I thought of you because this is a really good way to reboot your health, especially as we're now coming into winter. And I'm just looking for, and I use this all the time, look, I'm just looking for a couple of people. 2 people is all I'm looking for. That creates a little bit of urgency. And I thought of you because I thought you might want to, you know, reboot a little bit, or know you were interested in improving your health, kickstarting your routine a little bit, maybe eating better, maybe losing a bit of weight. This is a great start for it. Okie dokie, any other questions? No? Cool. Lovely to see you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful evening. Bye.